You know, the entire Miskiff Emmer situation made me realize how oversaturated the internet is. Because, like, yeah, I will break it down, just give me a second. These, like, super popular Twitch celebs get, like, in these, like, weird relationship dynamics, and, like, these people are eating it up. Or maybe they are, I don't know. Like, who actually cares about this? I mean, I do. I want the views and all. So I will still, like, show you the clips and, like, yap about it. But, just some food for thought. This is pretty good food. Either way, the Ember situation is crazy. So, my lovely girlfriend, also known as Emeru. Okay, I'm gonna cut the shit. Emeru and Miskiff, those two streamers that personally I don't give two fucks about, have made videos that they were essentially in an abusive relationship. I'm gonna probably play like a silly little video here, like a silly little meme, to give you, like, get you up to date.
Bad, but Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression.
I want to, like, search up the Miskiff vote so we can get both sides of the story, but, like, kind of hilarious. The last 3 years of my life. Trigger warning, Miskiff.
You guys can probably tell, but today is not gonna be a normal stream. Not gonna, watch videos or play games or anything today. I kind of just have a bunch of stuff that I wanted to talk about, and then I'm probably just gonna go offline after. That's why I've chosen to do all of this live and, like, raw, because it's just what I'm most comfortable with and what I've always done. So, yeah. Oh, sorry, my, like, emotional voice is so ugly.
I'm watching student speed. I don't give a fuck. If you actually want to, like, get up on the lore, Pyrocynical made a 30-minute video genuinely explaining the lore in good steps. But if you just want the keynotes, essentially Emiru speaks about her, like, the trouble with Miskiff, how he seemed really childish and was jealous of her in the relationship. Like, if she was pulling in more viewers than him, he would crash out. Just fucking hilarious.
Allegations happened, and he was, like, starting to kind of struggle on his stream. He never wanted to stream at the same time as me. Like, we really avoided it. He's saying, like, Emmy, I'm gonna kill myself. Basically, he was upset because I had higher viewership than him. That's literally it. I had higher viewership than him.
That's, like, so views oriented. I can't even imagine. Like, imagine your partner's doing well in her field, and you are both, like, imagine you're scientists, and your partner makes a breakthrough in something, and you're like, fucking stupid bitch. She was stupider than me anyway. I was put to the shit. This is so dumb. Here's an actual, like, a golden nugget of information for you. If your partner does something they're proud of, or is doing better than you, and you're unable to, be proud of them and be like, yay, good job, partner, giddy up, cowboy, then I don't think you should be together with them. You aren't able to, like, celebrate their victories, and instead you're jealous. That's not good. Wow, I'm such a dating coach. Okay, back to Emerald.
There would be times where he was upset at me, and I would go to my stream room and literally lock myself in to get away from him, and he would be banging on the door and screaming at me.
As you see, I'm terribly excited to talk about this. And that's not because, like, oh no, assault is such a common topic and I don't care about it. No, assault and, like, toxic relationships are, like, quite of a serious topic, and I think you deserve to talk about them and stuff. But, like, there is so much about this already. And, like, you see these, like, YouTubers and everybody else get into these relationships, and, like, because there are, their public image is everything.
And I knew that if we were potentially going to date, we'd have to keep it a secret. Nobody was allowed to know. If people found out we were dating, I could be hated by my peers and lose what I created in OTK.
They try and, like, keep this quiet, but then it turns out, oh, shocker, half the people who are famous are actually terrible people. Who would have thought it? Seeing your own face plastered 24/7 makes you somewhat of a narcissist. I say as I'm looking at quite literally myself as I'm recording this. So, just, like, this entire story of, like, oh no, my Twitch partner was abusive. I'm sorry, but, like, who cares? Like, Okay, in some aspects I do care because on principle I think that you should care about this bad stuff. But like the only people who like genuinely would care about this is the people watching the streams 24/7 that are now like in these parasocial relationships with these people and just care about their lives more than their own. I don't understand people who watch streams. Like occasionally, fair enough, you want to like see a streamer, but like who is entertaining 24/7? Like I have never understood streams on YouTube. At least the videos are cut. I don't want to sit and wait with you as you're loading and queuing for a league game. I would rather you do a cut and then there's another match. I don't know, but Jesus Christ, this is a huge side tangent. I wonder how other people that are like commentary YouTubers or reaction YouTubers, which I guess what I am now, are reacting to this. Like this is like 3 hours of footage that you have to comb through. So how did this guy?
Yes, we are watching Ms. Kiss.
Your rage, react to this.
There is a 0.000 chance that somehow, some way, Ms. Kiss says something that's like, oh.
And we were flirting. We didn't do anything, but it was pretty obvious that Emaru had feelings for me as well.
I don't really care how y'all started meeting at all. I don't give
She was dating.
Okay, they're reacting the same way I am. Okay, but Miskiv released a 30-minute video. You know what? Yeah, that's how I'll structure this. Here is a little clip of like what Emaru said, and all of her accusations and her opinions and what she said. Yes, such clip. Yes, I am currently playing the clips. And now let's watch Miskiv's response.
Is this goodbye? No, it's not goodbye. Not at all.
Oh, hold up. Wait, the AI summary tool. Wait. Oh, hell yeah, bro. Oh, I thought it would be way more detailed. It is kind of hilarious that Miskiv is doing the YouTuber thing of like getting clickbaity titles of like the truth. ... I wonder how I will title this video. Because my click-through rate is in the trash.
I will. There's some people that are saying some pretty crazy things. I haven't even gone on Twitter. I saw other things and I'm like, damn. But I've been around for 10 years now. A lot of you guys know pretty far.
He's been around for 10 years. He looks at least 25.
I am totally okay with exposing a lot of things and saying things. At this point, I think it's pretty obvious I will not be friends with any of these people after this. Ludwig was right. I am going to completely separate myself from these people in this community, which is fine, and I've already been doing it. But I have hundreds of messages and DMs from people, things that people probably would never want to get released that are very interesting for everyone, and I will be releasing it as time goes on, because why not? Before that...
That's so weird to me. Like, I own blackmail on you. Oh, they don't want me. They want me to release these Epstein files they have on them. All of you streaming motherfuckers are weird. Hassan Piker, if you listen, I have no idea who's actually subscribed to this channel from the days back when I actually made good videos. But I used to dog on Hassan, and I still do, just a bit less, because he doesn't come up in my radar anymore. But this entire like Twitch relationship drama is weird to me. There's like I was never a fan of like those big reality TV shows because like I don't give a fuck. It doesn't appeal to me, and I genuinely don't. I think I see the appeal, but I do think you're a bit of a subhuman if you find it good. Like it's one thing to like hate watch it. But if you genuinely like are invested in it, that's weird to me. Like this Love Island shit. I'm sorry, but if you like religiously watch it, you're subhuman. I'm kidding, obviously. This is obviously a joke. I'm not saying you're subhuman from watching Love Island. I'm just saying people like keeping up to date with this and caring so much about this is weird to me.
So, this is April of 2021. We met online when we were playing AT&T Annihilator Cup. This is me and Emmy. I was introduced to her through it, and my chat started to like us hanging out. I didn't have feelings for her or anything, but I thought we could start hanging out more and be friends. We started to play games with each other on stream, and we started to grow closer together.
Whoa, pal. You start playing games with each other on stream? Is this Twitch or Live Jasmine?
Started calling each other, and we were flirting. We didn't do anything, but it was pretty obvious that Emaru had feelings for me as well as I had for her. But we couldn't really do anything because at the time, she was dating a girl named Bonnie, another cosplayer from another state, and I was dating Maya. Me and Maya broke up. I broke up with her.
First red flag. Why the fuck are you flirting when you're both in a relationship? Listen, I ain't a dating coach. But like, how about we are faithful to our partners?
Since Maya moved out, I knew I wanted a streamer to move into the house, preferably a girl to farm content with, but I didn't want it to happen so fast. I didn't know if I wanted to be Emmy, but she told me about a stalker that came to her house with a bat, and she didn't live at her house anymore. I told her to come move in with me in Austin because she had a stalker, and we want to make content, and the guy will probably be scared since there's a bunch of people around instead of her in her Kansas home by herself. From there, our relationship started growing very fast. Within just weeks of moving in, she would sit in my room with me late at night, and I would watch Pokemon over and over again, season 1. I loved it because she made me feel like it felt like my childhood and a place of calmness. She would fall asleep in my bed. With some nights, we would touch our backs or legs together. We knew we liked each other. We just knew it was a bad idea.
See, 90% of the relationships you will ever have happen because of proximity. I am sorry to say this. As grateful I am for my friends, genuinely speaking. And as much as I try to like be friends with them, even though, you know, we moved apart and the distance is big, we weren't handpicked soulmates. We just happened to become friends because of proximity. And the same thing happens when you're in a relationship. Are you stupid? I don't get the lore here. If you don't want to be in a relationship with her, if you move into the same house, that's like maximum proximity. That's like you're spending every single day with this person. There is no other way to catch feelings, bro. Like if you're spending all this time with somebody, you will legit Stockholm syndrome yourself with them.
OTK happened fast as well, and I knew that if we were potentially going to date, we'd have to keep it a secret. Nobody was allowed to know. Streamers as well were already starting to resent me, saying that it was a shitty thing that I moved Emmy in so fast and replaced Maya so quickly. If people found out we were dating, I could be hated by my peers and lose what I created in OTK. I didn't know if we were going to date, and I knew if we were going to make it happen, it was going to be very stressful, but I had no idea what was going to come. It was the beginning of January of 2022. Emmy just had her huge party in an arcade. Everyone from Austin was there, and as we were celebrating her joining OTK, there was a huge scare. Someone outside in the parking lot rammed into my Audi R8 and drove off. And while we were outside thinking it was a schizo viewer, we were told that the person who just hit my car was now inside holding a gun. This scared us to no end. Me and Connery's pants ran inside, and every month went by the last year, and our fights started to get louder. We were breaking up with each other almost weekly. Fights were getting more aggressive, and shouting began to increase. I was not perfect, and I reflect on those situations poor taste to myself. I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad, but Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression.
She would throw plushies at me, and I would beat the fuck out of them. Are we serious?
Time did say I was going to kill myself during an argument, but Emmy did this as well. She would constantly say she's going to kill herself in arguments, and I have a picture where while I had a gun pointed at one of her stalkers who came to my house while she was in Kansas, she told me she was going to kill herself out of aggression of the situation while it was happening.
You know what? I see the appeal of reality TV, and I see the appeal of people watching this. This is so outlandish. This shit does not happen when you're two functioning adults. It doesn't interest me, but like, for the novelty, I am kind of curious. You know, he touched on it back then that like, to me, when you say you're breaking up, that's it. That's final. There is no more coming back from that. Because the second that inkling of I don't want to do this anymore comes in, I don't think it ever leaves. So till you can obviously think about it, but till you genuinely propose a breakup, I don't think you can back out from that, because then that idea of giving up will be in your mind. Is that a healthy way that I'm speaking at it? No. I don't know if it is. But this entire like toxic bonding thing seems weird to me. I won't say I'm perfect, but when it's done. Type shit. You don't keep people around that are like unhealthy for you. Simple as. That's the motto of today.
And during those last few months where we were fighting, we were still fighting, but it did feel like the relationship had good progress. And we were both agreed we need to talk about our future. Since it's been 3 years, we should see what we want. And Emmy had an idea to write down everything we wanted on paper. I'm going to let everyone...
I hate this. I genuinely, I know there's like science behind it. When you write shit down on paper, it becomes more real. But like, don't be acting. I hate when people act like that's some savior thing. Like, oh, when you manifest something really hard and then you write it down on paper, oh, that makes it fucking, that just makes it happen. That's the equivalent of throwing a fucking coin in a wishing well and being like, please, oh gods of the wishing well, grant me this. No, without work, it won't happen. Either way.
Everyone know that what I'm about to say is very true. This is exactly what happened, and she cannot argue this.
Ooh, it's not sexual assault, that's his girlfriend. What is the subhuman chat? This is actually subhuman. If you, I don't give a fuck. If you genuinely think it's not sexual assault when you're together, or something, it cannot be sexual assault when you're together. I don't know if that's what the viewer said, but like, you're genuinely subhuman. Like, minus 1 million IQ Neanderthal behavior.
Everyone know that what I'm about to say is very true. This is exactly what happened, and she cannot argue this. One day, after staying over Emiru's house, Emiru made me breakfast, and she wrote down everything she wanted. She wrote she wants me to move closer to her. She wrote that she wants me to marry her. And she wants kids with me in the next 5 years. And I just looked at this letter that I was staring in front of me, and I just handed her back the paper. She began to cry, and I told her, I'm sorry, I just can't do this anymore. I knew we were just beyond the point of toxicity in the relationship, that our trust had completely died, and that we had so many issues that I couldn't deal with it, and I was not mentally well. I walked away. I went to her door, and as I opened it, the last words I ever heard her say is, don't go, I love you.
Yeah, that's some straight telenovela shit, bro. Oh, Pedro, I know you had cheated on me with my sister, and my mother, and my grandmother. And you beat me, but don't go. I love you. Yeah, straight from fucking your Spanish abuela's telenovela. Oh yeah, then there was cutting back earlier. Emiru is painting Miskiv or saying Miskiv is abusive, and Miskiv is saying Emiru is a fucking, what's it called, unresponsible animal parent. And he's showing like this filthy ass cage of rabbits and alluding that because she took such poor care of her rabbits, they died.
But as those rabbits moved out of her room and into the living room, they started to see disgusting neglect. No food, no water, sometimes not having clean bedding for weeks. I, along with many others who would come over, would give them what they needed, and I would tell her all the time to take care of them, but to no avail. She completely neglected those rabbits, so much that many of them just died over 1 year of being around in my house.
Yeah, that's why I can't fucking take Twitch seriously. Not do speaking, and you have like subhuman Twitch chatters spamming 6-7. Which is hilarious, don't get me wrong, but like, this cannot be taken seriously because of that.
Cleaning ladies would clean them just because they felt terrible. And my brother once came over and said, and I quote, if you ever marry this woman, I'll never forgive you. Here is a video up close of Emiru's rabbits. These are small little mites that are inside the rabbit cage, and she didn't care. She completely neglected these animals, and I'm not going to sit around and let people say that she didn't. People who...
Alright, so what do we learn? Nothing. Because we already knew that Twitch streamers are terrible people. Except XQC. He's terrible in a funny way. He's like more like silly. These guys are just like terrible. I don't know. Like, it's just so weird to me. And there's like legit nothing of value you can say here. I guess the biggest thing is let's watch the way they both speak about the sexual assault incident to get the two sides of the story and see what I'm gonna say about it.
He came to my house and I was crying like crazy because the emotions were just very high because I was dealing with a lot of major shifts in my life as a result of me attempting to start to try to distance myself from him. So yeah, we were just talking and I was crying a lot. He started to try to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch and holding me really close to him. And when this was happening, we hadn't talked in quite a while, and I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with. But I let him hold me while I was crying. and he started kissing me in my face, and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot. And then suddenly he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants, and I screamed. Yeah. And when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat, and instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, "I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go." And he immediately left my house while I was still crying without checking if I was okay or anything. And at the time...
Ooh, sexual assault is a topic I hate talking about. Because it is so touchy and with so many like weird nuances. But just as a rule of thumb that I like to keep to myself is like, when people are sad, comfort them and don't stick your hand in their panties. But before I fully speak of this, let me see Miskif's side.
And then we went back to her house. We cuddled for about 30 minutes and started to kiss. She said that she was okay with this on her stream, and I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted. She yelped, and I immediately sprung up and was scared if I did anything wrong, or did wrong in general. I got scared and left the house. I apologize if that made Emmy uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I said sorry back then. But we got back together soon afterwards. And during those last few months where we were fighting...
That's a very brief way to end that. Do I call it sexual assault? I don't know. Not me. Not my place to say. The fuck? It's not my place to say anything about this. But since I'm a still little YouTuber commenter, I will say that this entire situation is weird, and I do think that the best way to avoid the situation is like separate freaky time from comfort time. As cool as it might be to have those like, I don't know, telenovela moments, most of them aren't really that healthy, They're toxic, and that's what makes them entertaining, because you have these like highs and lows of like, will they, won't they, yada yada. But is that sustainable? No, not really. Am I telling you don't have them? Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe you do. Maybe that's like this variety is a spice of life. But like, for me, going as far as to ever think that anything I did would like be assault or made someone uncomfortable, that's just not a feeling I like, And in some aspects, because of that, I understand like leaving, but I don't understand advancing to the next stage, as he said, in that time when someone's crying and comforting. Listen, I know like smudged eyeliner looks great, but that's not the time. See, I told you I'll make jokes to keep myself entertained, because these are difficult topics that I have no fucking idea how to navigate. And that will be my cue to leave this fucking shit alone. Good videos coming soon, hopefully. I'm hoping today we'll record a very good video, and it should be out somewhere, hopefully in the nearest weeks. Hopefully. I don't know. Either way, love you all. See ya.